Addressing the IRS situation. Listen, a lot of y'all don't understand how the shit work because y'all not on that tax bracket, right? What happened was that I didn't report my taxes for 2020, 21, 22, and 23. Those years, I done paid $6 million, $2 million in 2018, $1.3 million 2019. For the year of 2020, I'm at 1.8 million. Over $6 million went to the IRS. Like I said, when you make over a certain amount of money, I think they tax you in the state of New York.
Oh my gosh! You guys are not going to believe this scorching hot tea I'm about to spill today. 6IX9INE is completely and utterly broke now. Like, for real this time. And honey, the IRS is absolutely not playing around with him anymore. They literally stormed into his mansion and snatched up all his flashy jewelry just to auction it off to the highest bidders. Can you even imagine the humiliation? They went as far as putting his entire lavish house up for sale, too. The audacity! That's exactly when 6IX9INE absolutely lost it and started having a total public meltdown online. I'm literally dying over here. Not even those ridiculous rainbow lace front wigs of his were safe from the government's grasp, because those ended up on the auction block too. And girl, thirsty fans were fighting tooth and nail over them the second they went up for sale. The desperation was real. To make everything even more embarrassingly tragic, this man still had the unbelievable audacity to go online and start trolling his loyal fans by calling them broke when he was the one with his tattooed face plastered all over the official IRS website for everyone to see and mock. I am literally deceased. You honestly cannot make this level of delusion up if you tried. And if you're sitting there wondering why the IRS is coming for him like this with such vengeance, well, apparently this complete fool hasn't paid a single cent in taxes for 4 whole years. Can you believe the absolute nerve of this man? He really thought he could just hide away for all that time without paying a single dollar in taxes to the government, and the IRS would just let him live his best extravagant life without teaching him a serious lesson in financial responsibility. Maybe this man has never heard of the almighty IRS before, because everyone with common sense knows they don't play around and they'll come for anybody, no matter how famous or important they think they are in the entertainment industry. 6IX9INE learned that painful lesson the hard way just a few days ago when they posted all his precious jewelry collection on their government website for public sale, and everything sold out within minutes. The humiliation is beyond words. And trust me when I tell you, these luxury pieces weren't your average cheap trinkets. His signature Bruce the Shark diamond pendant was listed for over $2 million, and there were already people lining up around the virtual block to buy it. Apparently, it had a few noticeable cracks in the diamonds, but that didn't stop eager buyers from absolutely flocking to get their hands on a piece of this rapper's downfall. Nothing sells quite like celebrity embarrassment. This whole catastrophic situation is beyond embarrassing for his image. And of course, 6IX9INE just had to say something to save face. So what brilliant plan does he come up with? He immediately jumps on Instagram with his tail between his legs and starts giving us a whole elaborate bunch of suspicious excuses about why the IRS is selling all his precious stuff. According to his wild story, they illegally broke into his house while he was conveniently away in the Dominican Republic and took absolutely everything of value.
Addressing the IRS situation. Listen, a lot of y'all don't understand how this work because y'all not on that tax bracket, right? What happened was that I didn't report my taxes for 2020, 21, 22, and 23. Those years, I done paid $6 million, $2 million in 2018, $1.3 million 2019. For the year of 2020, I'm at 1.8 million. Over $6 million went to the IRS. Like I said, when you make over a certain amount of money, I think they tax you in the state of New York 54%. Biden was trying to raise it to 62% in the state of New York and California. So I moved out of New York to Florida, where it has different tax laws. Long story short, thank God we have Donald Trump, who's now the president, who's gonna change a lot of tax laws, because what they do is, like I said, I got an open case right now, so I don't want to talk bad about the IRS, but I quote my president, Donald Trump, These people belong at the border. They just a big gang that comes after your income and everything. So listen, this is not no Airbnb. This is not an Airbnb. This is my house. This is how I really live. Done.
That's a fact.
And bitches who know us, listen, you could be a hater. It's cool. Just remember, you got to pay rent on the first. What's today? Oh, y'all got to pay rent. Listen, you got to pay rent tomorrow. Look at me. Y'all just got to pay rent tomorrow. So it's cool to hate, but remember, you got to clock in at 9 a.m. You gotta clock in at 9 a.m. tomorrow. You gotta clock out at 5 p.m.
He dramatically claims they broke into his secret safe looking for hidden money, but when they finally managed to crack it open, they only found his extensive jewelry collection, so they maliciously took it all and sold it instead. The victim narrative is strong with this one, but wait, it gets even more ridiculous. He's desperately trying to convince everyone that they weren't selling his stuff because he didn't pay taxes. No! According to his elaborate tale, it was solely because he didn't report his massive income for 4 consecutive years, and when he finally decided to do the right thing, he tragically couldn't because he had mysterious problems with immigration in the Dominican Republic and wasn't allowed to leave the tropical country for a whole 8 months. How convenient for his story. He even had the nerve to post what appeared to be stacks of cash on his Instagram with the defensive caption, "This was the real reason the feds did the raid. They broke into this safe thinking there was money in there, but it was only the jewelry. 1 year ago, when I was stuck in DR for 8 long months, the feds raided the entire house because I did not report my income for 4 years. And for them, it was seen as I was running and hiding in DR, when the reality was I could not leave and get to the USA. If you don't live like this without renting, you shouldn't have an opinion." The delusion is truly reaching new heights with this one. Let me tell you, absolutely nobody with a functioning brain believed a single word coming out of his mouth, and they had very good, solid reasons not to trust anything he says. Back in 2022, during his highly publicized court trial, 6IX9INE himself openly admitted that he was completely broke and destitute. He literally told the court under oath that he didn't even have enough money to pay his expensive lawyer and was barely getting any royalties from his merchandise deals, which he'd actually been unceremoniously dropped from right before his embarrassing arrest. He literally said, and I quote word for word, "Right now, I am desperately struggling to make ends meet. I do not know if I will ever command the kind of advances I was paid before my arrest, and my once promising career stalled. I did receive large advances under the recording artist and merchandising agreements prior to my arrest."
So what happened between you and 6IX9INE?
Oh yeah, we talked about.
Because there's dummy vapes on the thing.
Yeah, dude.
Are you mad about that? Should we throw him off the ship, or?
I am mad about that. I mean, dude, it's alright. So I got him a deal, right? To play video games
With Rumble?
once a week for an hour.
Damn.
$2 million up front, and he just doesn't do anything.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's pretty much that simple. It's the fact that he had no money at the time, and he needed money to fucking. He breaks up with his girlfriend, and he needs money to buy Birkin bags for all these black chicks and give away money to make his girlfriend jealous. That's literally like the factual story. I need money right now. I have no money, and I gotta make my ex-girlfriend jealous by trying to have sex with all her friends. That's what happened. And he just like, bro, he told the company I need $2 million up front so I can buy a content house.
Damn.
And they believed him, dude. The guy's an idiot.
However, I do not receive any royalties under those agreements either, since my royalty accounts remain unrecouped. It will surely bankrupt me in a way from which I will never recover, to the permanent detriment and hardship of the family members who rely upon me for financial support. The desperation in his words was palpable. But wait, my friends, it gets even worse than you could possibly imagine. In 2021, he got caught up in another scandalous case involving an innocent stripper who rightfully sued him for violently hitting her in the head with an expensive champagne bottle. According to official court documents obtained exclusively by
Yo, Wax, 6IX9INE broke or nah?
Yeah, he broke as a mother. 6IX9INE ain't got nothing, man. Over there doing bad, bro. I had to send it $20 for some gas, man. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why we was telling the people ain't nothing we can really do for you right now. Because bro is terrible, man. Like, sad thing to see such a
Yo,
talented
you
young
ain't
man.
supposed to pull up yet.
with interest. What's particularly fascinating about this whole ordeal is how quickly the IRS moved to seize and auction his assets. They clearly weren't playing any games with him. They identified what assets he had, seized them immediately, and put them up for auction to recover whatever portion of his tax debt they could. That's not something they typically do unless they believe you're actively trying to hide assets or evade your tax responsibilities, which, based on his own admission about not reporting income for 4 years, seems to be exactly what he was doing. The most ironic part of this entire situation is that if 6ix9ine had just hired a competent accountant and paid his taxes properly from the beginning, he probably would have been fine. Instead, he chose to play a dangerous game with one of the most powerful government agencies in the world, and now he's paying the ultimate price: total financial ruin and public humiliation on a massive scale. But now I'm absolutely dying to know what you think about all this juicy drama. What are your honest thoughts on 6ix9ine getting completely exposed for being broke after years of flexing wealth he didn't actually have? Do you feel any sympathy for his situation, or do you think this is just karma finally catching up to him after years of disrespecting others? And do you think the relentless IRS is going to let him off the hook anytime soon? Or are they going to pursue him until they get every last penny they're owed? Make sure to let me know all your unfiltered thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other equally messy and dramatic video that you absolutely won't want to miss.